Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to today's episode of Educating Every Child for National Development. We are still on racing and supporting a child prodigy for nation's advancement and development. I remain your host, Emi Sholani. During our last encounter, we heard about some child prodigies that have been and are still being celebrated across the globe to today. Examples are Professor Chike Obi, that great mathematician, Professor Wole Soyinka, the Nobel Prize winner, and Professor Ayodele Awojobi, the trio and Nigerians from West Africa. Another is a 15-year-old Simon Laurent, who had a PhD in quantum physics. This was in Belgium, Europe. To catch up with our former episodes, kindly please subscribe to our YouTube page at Amogate Radio Communications. Again, a child prodigy cannot be easily identified on his own. It's easier done when he finds himself in the midst of peers and or siblings. Certain strange features definitely standing out for proper identification. Examples of the traits are his deep concentration on a particular thing that interests him. He's always curious to learn new things even faster than his peers. He's not afraid to veer into new discoveries. He's ever ready to face challenges. Even when he gets stuck and loses everything, he's prepared to start all over again. He believes very much in himself. The question now is, how do we raise them? It takes a lot of time, experience, attention, treasure, and expertise to raise them. They usually showcase their uniqueness through the events and activities in their vicinity by getting involved. In raising a child prodigy, there's no one-size-fits-all approach, meaning that the socio-economic milieu, the political conditions, the harmonious environment, the willingness and perseverance of parents and caregivers to sacrificially support these young talents to be fully developed to the point of deploying and applying their talents to benefit their families, communities, nations, and possibly the globe is very important. Often, child prodigies are easily raised and fully nurtured by literate parents or caregivers who themselves are well enlightened and ready to dedicate their time, treasure, and talent to develop them. However, the unfortunate ones who were probably born, raised, and nurtured by not so enlightened parents or caregivers might be under-nurtured, discouraged, and frustrated. Consequently, they may not perform at their best, and as such, may not be able to contribute their quota to the advancement of their immediate society, not to talk of their nation. A child prodigy who behaves strangely is perceived by the majority of those around him to be rude, disrespectful, proud, too audacious, and non-conforming. However, he remains unperturbed. Is focused on what he intends to achieve. As much as possible, both parents and caregivers are expected to normalize their setbacks and at the same time celebrate their achievements. According to Stella Dragulin, a professor of music from Transylvania University of Brazil in Romania, in a book titled Child Prodigies, Giftedness and Intelligence, submits this, and I quote, quotation open, a more open attitude to the giftedness phenomenon has been approached, which mainly consists in helping the children, the family, and the teachers to support and not control a remarkable talent, healthy evolution, so that this one might remain active until the end of his life. Quotation closed. Another author, Nam Nguyen, born in Montreal, Canada. He wrote a book on racing genius Mozart, Einstein, and Steve Jobs in January 2025. He evaluates the early childhoods and detailed parental impact on the three phenomenal legends who are Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, a classical musician, Albert Einstein, a scientist, and Steve Jobs, an inventor who invented Apple iPhone. In conclusion, may I advocate that we must all rally around every child that comes our way. In the process of doing this, we might perchance come across child prodigies. When we do, there should be national policies shared across educational institutions on how to handle them for the benefits of the nation and beyond.
At Armor Gates Training, we believe professional development should do more than inform. It should transform how people work, lead, and deliver results. That's why we support organizations through conceptual insight, practical learning, and performance evaluation right at the intersection of leadership, strategy, and institutional transformation. Our approach focuses on practical learning format that professionals can immediately apply in their workplace. At Armor Gate, we don't teach theory alone. We equip participants with real-world insight drawn from almost 2 decades of organizational transformation experience. Our programs combine multiple learning methods designed for real-time measurable results. Through seminars, we facilitate deep conversation on key subjects. Using group exercises, participants collaborate, reflect, and think strategically. With case studies, they then sharpened analytical and decision-making skills using real industry scenarios. Through relevant videos, we spark insightful discussions using relatable real-life context. All in all, every participant develops an individual work plan, ensuring the learning turns into real action after the program. Our training programs are hosted in world-class venues across global cities, including Addis Ababa, Nairobi, Mombasa, Cape Town, Dubai, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, London, Florida, and Washington, D.C. Let's work with you to turn learning into your organization's growth. For more inquiries, call +234 807 9574 151 or WhatsApp +1 610 504 6026. Visit www.thearmorgate.org. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Armorgate. Armorgate Training, transforming knowledge, interaction, and growth.
Welcome back to your favorite program, Armorgate Radio Communication. We are still on raising child prodigy. Now, I want to veer into co-curricular activity, both indoors and outdoor. Indoor games are good for them in the sense that it shouldn't be all the time academic. For example, if they have access, or they should have access to chess. Chess enables them to think fast and to solve problems that may come their way later. And if they are able to play chess and win, it encourages them to face more challenges, even harder challenges in future. Again, you have wild animal games, Scrabble, that builds their vocabulary. You have badminton, table tennis, and snakes and ladders. All these games, they have their rules and regulations. This enables a child prodigy to be law-abiding, to be obedient, to be humble enough to obey the rules and guides the games that is involved in. We only have outdoor games like football. These days, both male and female footballers are doing fine all over the world. So, a child prodigy should not be exempted from playing outdoor games. If he doesn't like football, he may probably like volleyball, basketball, lawn tennis, and the rest of others. All these games enables them to keep fit. They keep fit, they are agile, they are happy. If you are a sports person, you discover that after the sporting activities, you take a shower and then you just go to your study room to study. You will assimilate faster than when you do not involve yourself in any outdoor or indoor games. Again, you have to take cognizance of their health. There are times they may be sick, you may not know, because they don't easily show their weaknesses. But when you are observant at close quarters, you know something is amiss. I can remember a child who, on getting to school, he had a headache. He told his teacher, "Auntie, I have a headache." The auntie wanted to give her some pain relieving tablets according to her age, but somebody quickly intercepted and asked her if she had sleeping this morning. He asked the girl, and the girl said, "No, auntie." The auntie quickly went to the kitchen, gave her food to eat. After eating, the auntie now asked her, "Are you still feeling the headache?" She said, "No, auntie, I am okay," meaning that the child was hungry. So we have to be very, very observant with these children around us. If she has been offered a relieving tablet, God knows what would have happened. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to handle these children with care and take note of their emotional feelings. Yes, in some schools, children may bring their food to school, and some will eat the food provided by the school. At the end of the day, those that brought their food, no matter how rich, to take the food back home, they wanted to eat this food that the school prepared because it's fresh, it's hot, it's complete with even foods. And the parents will be wondering why their children were not eating the food they brought to school. But at the end of the day, they will discover that the school food is better. Apart from being better, it's even better. It takes time, and it makes the children to travel light to school and back home. So their emotional feelings, don't ignore them. If a child comes back from school to tell you, or he goes out and he comes back to tell you how he feels, don't tell him, "Please, I don't have time for that. Talk to me later." You never can tell. Something terrifying might have happened to him. A child prodigy sometimes knows how to dress softly. He needs to confide in his mom or dad or caregiver, or he needs a confidant, in a nutshell. And so please, those of us that find ourselves around them, let us let's take note of their emotional feelings and react positively and adequately, and of course with immediate effect. Now, social outing. You don't keep this child prodigy inside the house, from school back home or to church back home. No, they need to socialize. When they socialize, you discover that when it is time to dance, they may not dance well, because what you took her or him to that place to dance, to eat, to find fun. You'll be surprised that by the time you get back home, you must have picked some things. You must have taken some focal point that when he gets home, he will write an episode on his observations in that place. You'll be surprised at what is going to put down black and white. So don't exclude him from social gatherings. Just make sure that you are there with him. Another thing is the debating. I'm so happy that schools, even at the primary and secondary school levels, there are debates, even inter-class debate, inter-school debate. These debates enable us to discover even these child prodigies. You discover that they don't cram their facts, they don't cram their figures. It flows from the beginning to the end. You begin to wonder. And in such an instant, I want to appeal to teachers, panelists, and those that are involved in this aspect of this activity to please watch out for these child prodigy. They outsmart others, they have confidence, they are happy doing it. I could remember a girl in a school. Anytime she went for a debate and those from the opponent cited her, they would say, no, cannot win. And truly they don't win. By the time the girl got to the final year, she asked the school authority to allow her to raise successors, which happened. And later she crossed over for further studies abroad outside her country. On getting there, she even had greater feat. She achieved greater feat. And what happened? Before she got there was a particular championship the school never won. When she got there, they won. They won. She won the championship for them. After she graduated from the school, the school went back to our usual status. What happened? They now had a meeting. They invited her to please help us train those that will eventually step into your shoes, and to their greatest surprise or to their joy or whatever, those that she led started winning, becoming the overall best. So that's what I was saying. If you raise a child prodigy well, the likelihood is that she will produce more of her type of the types. Now, I want to tell us something here. Funny, but it happened. I remember the story that was told. A girl, a granddaughter, who was living with her grandmother rather. The grandmother was telling all sorts of things, including calabashes of different sizes. This girl will look at her grandmother. Grandmother will use aluminum bowls to boil water. She will use clay pots to cook soup. But why would she not use calabash, any of her calabashes, to boil water? So one day the woman went out, and this girl came back to the house, put a calabash on fire and pour water. So suddenly the fire pierced the bottom of the calabash and the water started dropping. You cannot believe it. This girl ran out and locked up the door. And to her surprise, the grandmother did not beat her, but she knew that she was just audacious, she was inquisitive. And the mama just said, end of story. Okay, let me give us one more life experience. There was this boy who lived with his mom, and the mom was a petty trader. anytime the well, as in the foodstuff went up, her stage will drop, and the girl will advise, the boy will advise his mom, "Mama, why don't you do this?" The woman will shout him down. After some time, God knows who advised the woman will take to what the boy suggested in so many instances, and the boy will say, "Mama, if you take up this trade, I will help you to work." He said, "No, I'm not interested in child saving." But at the end of the day, the child helped his mom, and the mother's business grew, and the mother had more money, and her business was expanded. So what am I trying to say here? That these children, they have that inner peace when things go well with those around them, and when things are not moving the way they should, they feel it, and they want improvement. Just as they want to contribute to the family upkeep, they want to contribute to the societal peace and advancement, and before you know it, it will go around the world. Thank God for internet today. You can imagine if Bill Gates did not go into technology, we will still be using white chalk. We might still be using slate. If the school children carry slate, though it has come with its own side effects too, but we have been able to manage those side effects. And the technological advancement that has brought artificial intelligence, yes, we cannot sweep human resources out of jobs just like that, but it's going to help us to grow. Yes, I'm talking about AI, that's artificial intelligence. I said it cannot sweep human resources out of job, because human beings will still need to manage the robots, and everything is tailing towards the advancement of humanity, not just one nation now, but the whole of humanity, because everybody will benefit. I thank you very much, dear listeners, for being patient with me, and I hope that you must have gained one or two things from what you have heard. And for me, I would like to say bye for now. Wishing you a fulfilling and beautiful week. Bye.
Harmogate, founded in 2008 out of a desire to build transgenerational structures for organizations, institutions, and nations. We have worked with large businesses, international development organizations, and public sector ministries and agencies. Harmogate, our uniqueness is that we do not just work for you, we work with you. For example, we do not leave you to the task after sourcing talent that will help the new hire settle into robust leadership development programs. We are technical experts in advising and supporting institutions on strategy and leadership, artificial intelligence, strategic human resource management, public sector reform, finance, audit and tax, FAT, and strategic communications. We do all this and more out of a desire to transform nations through institutions and organizations. For further inquiries, email contact@theharmogate.org or call +234 810 999 6666, +234 807 957 4151, and +161 0504 6026. www.theharmogate.org. Harmogate, building to endure and transforming nations through institutions and organizations.